Coming up on Rambler Report, a world conflict impacts Chicago.
We'll also tell you how seniors are preparing for graduation and
how are seniors finishing out their final days. I'm Elizabeth Winchester, and we have all that coming right up.
From the Convergence studio in the Loyola School of Communication, this is Rambler Report.
Welcome to this edition of Rambler Report. I'm Megan Walsh.
And I'm Melissa Suarez. Here's this week's news. We start today with local protests to events in the Middle East. Protesters calling for a ceasefire in Gaza temporarily blocked traffic near O'Hare Airport Monday. Videos on social media show protesters linking arms, causing all lanes of I-90 to close. Several travelers decided to get out of their cars and walk from the highway in order to not miss their flights. The demonstrators chose April 15th because of tax day in the U.S., with the goal of disrupting business as usual to draw attention to the war in Gaza. According to Chicago police, about 40 people were arrested and taken into custody and have since been released. The same day as the protest near an airport, a Gaza memorial was displayed in Loyola's East Quad. The display was in remembrance of the 35,000 lives that have been lost in the war in Palestine. A student who asked to remain anonymous told our reporter Leslie Mraz why she was inspired to help set up the event.
The tribute that we did was a little wake-up call for the rest of the community, saying, hey, there are Palestinian students on campus, there are students here that care about Palestinian lives, there are students that care about lives in general. And as a Jesuit university, we should be acknowledging those lives and making sure that everyone feels that their life matters. Because I think that's what it comes down to. Like, does
the
your life
memorial
matter?
was made up of various shoes and stuffed animals lined up on the quad in front of the information commons. Many students stopped by for a few moments in silence, and others found comfort and support in each other. This tribute was one of the many that students have put together this year in honor of the lives that have been lost in the conflict in Palestine.
The Chicago Pride Parade will be smaller this year because of safety concerns and logistic issues from the Department of Transportation and the Chicago Police Department. The parade will be decreased by 35% with priorities to organizations directly related to the LGBTQIA+ community. The amount of organizations will be limited to 125 instead of 200 and will start at 11 a.m. instead of noon on June 30th. Do you ever walk down the street and feel like the air you're breathing isn't exactly pure? Colin Hart has the concerning findings of a new report from Swiss tech company IQ Air on Chicago's air quality.
The second city had the second worst air quality of any major U.S. city last year. Chicago's air is affected by the same pollutants as most major cities, with emissions spewing harmful particulate matter known as PM 2.5 into the air. A report from IQ Air says PM 2.5 is one of the world's main pollutants harming human and environmental health. The pollutant comes from many sources including wood burning, power generation, and industrial processes. In 2023, Chicagoans got a wake-up call to the growing impacts of climate change, with several summer days blanketed in Canadian wildfire smoke.
Just these short bursts of really intense, really bad air pollution can affect like your overall, like the air quality for the entire year when you look at it cumulatively. And PM 2.5 only needs a very short exposure to have potential lifelong health impacts.
Although sources of air pollution can be spotted almost anywhere in the city, not all Chicagoans are suffering the same harm. The Loyola community isn't breathing the same air or the same pollutants as residents of other communities.
Because of residential patterns, specifically residential segregation, and the different economic niches that different populations fill. That means that Latino, but particularly Black Chicagoans, are exposed to a great deal more particulate and other air pollution.
Johnson said environmental health patterns could be traced to the historical practice of redlining, which is linked to modern-day residential segregation and the resulting health ailments made more prevalent by exposure to pollutants.
Exposure to carcinogens is one thing, right? So differential rates of cancer and conditions like asthma and, basic respiratory health.
The report from IQ Air says elevated levels of fine particles can also harm mental health and children's cognitive development. Climate scientists are warning major weather events like wildfires are becoming more frequent and intense, and communities who have a lower carbon footprint stand to face greater harm. For Rambler Report, I'm Colin Hart.
Thanks, Colin. The Biden administration just announced new rules on vehicle emissions that are meant to reduce air pollutants by PM 2.5.
The Loyola Wellness Center is piloting a leftover food recovery program called Leave No Crumbs. The program was founded by the university's Director of Health Promotion, Mira Kravashi, to address food waste and insecurity issues on campus. Students can sign up for text alerts about free food available to pick up from various events on campus.
I run to the Jewel Osco on State Street and I pick up fresh Tupperware for events, and I try to send all of our guests home with a full box so that we don't have to toss stuff out.
Loyola Phoenix has reported over 60 students have signed up for the program in the test phase, and Kravashi says they have plans to spread it across the 3 university campuses in the fall.
With finals coming up, students looking for a study snacks can turn to Loyola's on-campus restaurants and spend their dining dollars. Natalie King talked to the students about their plans for their remaining dining dollars.
Finals week is quickly approaching, which also means students are running out of time to use their dining dollars. Here's how Loyola students are planning on using up their dining dollars before the end of the semester.
I don't know, I'm probably gonna buy candy or something from the thing because that's all I can afford.
So if you could buy something in bulk, what would it be and why?
Hint of lime Tostitos.
Yeah, I have probably $2. So how are you planning on spending those?
I don't know if there's really anything I can afford with $2, but maybe candy.
And then if you could buy anything in bulk this year, if you had enough dining dollars, what would it be?
Probably the honey barbecue Frito twists. Those are really good.
Dining dollars do you have left in your account?
Like $50-something.
And then how are you planning on spending those last $50?
Either here or at the food court at Damon, just kind of using it as soon as I can. I love the burgers. I'm not sure. Maybe just like sodas, to be honest.
Dining dollars expire at the end of every academic year, but students can participate in Loyola Dining's Use It or Lose It sale and purchase items in bulk before the semester ends. For Rambler Report, I'm Natalie King.
The deadline to place bulk orders with dining dollars is April 22nd. Orders can be placed online or at Damon Food Court and can be picked up from April 26th to May 10th. You know, whenever I had dining dollars, I just drank a bunch of coffee during finals week.
My go-to is boba.
Ooh, yeah.
That's always the best. Coming up as the end of the year approaches, we'll look at how students are getting ready for finals.
And we'll follow a Loyola group on their journey to nationals.
Sweet Nouveau is an artisan confections company. We specialize in our artisan caramels that are each made by hand. We have a variety of different flavors. We make our caramel pretzels. We have new items coming out all the time, new flavors coming out all throughout the year. Each of our products are hand cut, individually wrapped, and hand packaged by us. And we also do our own packaging for gifts and other items like that for the holiday season. Feel free to visit our website at www.mysweetnouveau.com.
Finals week is approaching, and many students are gearing up for their big exams. Rambler reporter Bella Giudice is at the Information Commons to see how students will manage their stress.
As the semester winds down, students are spending more time in the library to prepare for final exams.
I've been doing okay. I'm semi-stressed for a few finals, especially my major, ones that pertain to my major. But to keep myself sane, I delegate times where I only watch YouTube, or I'll be okay, the 3 mythical morning, YouTube videos, and then I get back to work, or I'll read.
I do a lot of reading, or I'll like go on a walk, which has been really nice. Preparing for finals week can be really stressful. According to a study done by US News, 89% of college students feel stressed during this time.
During finals, I usually like splitting my projects up. So I'll try and make lists that are like very manageable, like really small stuff so I can check things off and feel productive. And then to alleviate stress, I like try and stay active. I like to run. So when the weather's nice, I like get like a spot of time during the day to like being active. So that's kind of what I do.
Another way to reduce stress is by visiting therapy dog Ashlar at the Information Commons. He's available at the IC Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m.
Remember, Ramblers, to take a deep breath. You're going to get through finals week just fine. From Rambler Report, I'm Bella Giudice.
Thanks, Bella. Finals week begins on Monday, April 29th and ends Saturday, May 4th. Ramblers, remember to prioritize your mental health during finals week.
Today was the final day of the grad fair at Regents Hall on the Water Tower campus. Upcoming graduates picked up their pre-ordered regalia and had the opportunity to take professional photographs in their attire. Anyone who missed today can pick up or buy their regalia at the Lakeshore campus bookstore. With the end of the semester approaching, seniors have some really cool events to celebrate the end of their time at Loyola. Here's Elizabeth Winchester with the story.
Less than 2 weeks of classes left before seniors begin to graduate and take their final moments at Loyola. Some students might have seen the email that have been sent out to them detailing certain senior send-offs, including a architect tour on a Chicago River boat tour, and a Cubs game where students were able to get a discounted price and attend at Wrigley Field for the Cubs.
I'm going to the Cubs game that's happening next week. I've never been to a Loyola Cubs game, so I'm really excited. Honestly, I haven't been to a Cubs game before at all, so I'm looking forward to just being a part of that atmosphere, getting like the special hat that we get, and yeah, just being with my friends and fellow Loyola community.
Anything and everything I can get my hands on, really, because I don't know where I'm going to be living next year, and just kind of soaking it all up while I can. There's a few teams that I'm looking at, and just kind of wait and see where things go and live in the moment, but still have fun.
I've heard like they're fun, they're a big deal. And I have like friends who've graduated who've like posted pictures and stuff. So I've seen like some stuff about it. Also, like I'm a member of the Maroon and Gold Society. So I've heard a little bit about Senior Toast through that because we are helping lead it.
The Cubs game at Wrigley Field will be the first senior send-off event that will happen next week on Wednesday. For Rambler Report, I'm Elizabeth Winchester.
The Architecture Boat Tour is still currently sold out of tickets, but you can still get tickets for the other events.
In addition to all the senior activities, it's Loyola Week with the Cubs next week. The Wrigley Field and Rambler crossover is this Wednesday with the Cubs versus Astros. You can buy tickets at MLB.com, and a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Loyola undergraduate program. I've got a hat from last year's event, so don't forget to pick up yours if you attend.
The Loyola dance team just returned from their national competition in Florida. Reporter Sarah McCaney followed the team in their final practices to see their preparation process.
After months of game days, the Loyola dance team is preparing for their national championship taking place in Orlando, Florida this weekend.
The Loyola dance team is often seen performing at basketball, volleyball, and soccer games throughout the year. But now it is time for them to take center stage at the College Classic National Championship.
Nationals is for the dance team. Nationals is to showcase our hard work and to prove that we can compete on like a collegiate competition level.
This is the first time in program history that the Loyola dance team will compete at the College Classic National Championship. The dance team took 2 routines to Orlando. Their pom routine highlights energetic choreography set to fast-paced music, while their jazz routine showcases artistry and contemporary movement. In competitive dance, every second counts. The team first learned the choreography in August, but cleaned every second of their routines in preparation for nationals. In rehearsals, dancers provide feedback, review footage, and focus on the details.
We practice the same 2 minutes over and over and over again until it's perfect, and that's like weeks and weeks and weeks. So it's a lot of work for basically 1 or 2 chances.
This is Coach Beth Weingartner's first season with a collegiate dance team. After dancing in college and coaching at the high school level, Weingartner was excited for a new challenge.
It's been so special. It's been a wild,
crazy year, but the dancers are so talented, and I feel like I landed in such an incredible place at Loyola.
Next up for the team is audition season and their national summer camp beginning next fall.
From the Alfie Norville Practice Facility, Sarah Mahaney, Rambler Report.
The team competed against 16 other teams in the semifinals and finals this past weekend. They placed 3rd in pom and 12th in jazz. You know, Megan, I'm actually quite a dancer myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I am
hip-hop.
not.
Oh, really?
I have 2 left feet.
Oh, no.
Well, thanks. That's all for Rambler Report. Thank you for joining us.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Rambler Report LUC. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified on our weekly releases. For Rambler Report, I'm Alyssa Suarez.
And I'm Megan Walsh. We'll see you next week.